This video will describe how to create a career plan for a Community Youth Employment Program customer. Once logged into the customer's account, click on the Career Plan tab of the customer's profile. You'll see an overview page that has different information about what you may or may not have already set up for the customer. One of the things that you can do on every page of the customer's profile is reset the customer's password or send them a message. This is very useful if they can't log into their own Illinois WorkNet account. You can help them by resetting the password, or you can send them a message to say, I need you to do X, Y, or Z as part of their plan. Once you have the plan created, you can get them to verify the plan by sending an electronic request or uploading the agreement to their file or telling the system that you were unable to get the customer agreement on file. Save whatever request piece that you just selected. You can print a customer copy once you have it created, and you can also export the IWDS crosswalk for the system tools that you might be adding to the customer's profile. Any case notes that you add here would be tagged as career plan case notes, so that if you filter and sort the case notes to see later down the road, you can see just case note files if that's what you so desire. Here we're going to look at we'll want to review the assessment, so click the Review Assessment tab. You can take a look at the different pieces that the customer may have done, their skills and interests survey. It will give you information in here if they've done it. Have you set up any employment goals? This is what was on the customer's intake form. You can take a look at these pieces. You will need to enter what their career pathway choices are during your interview with that customer. What is their education level? This customer has a high school junior status. They have no other credentials. Any employment-related information is listed from their application. What are their barriers to employment? And these aren't really barriers, they're actually challenges. If they're marked, then you can create steps that would have something to do with those pieces. Disabilities benefits estimator. Have they completed anything on Employment 101? Did they take a NOCTI and what were the results? Observational evaluation is when you're working in training with the customer, and worksite evaluation is something that you can work with the worksite employer to have them fill out to help the customer understand what they might be able to do to improve their workplace skills. Other assessments could include things like TABE, the locator test. There's other assessment tests that you may or may not give the customer that can be uploaded in this section. Back at the top of the page, if you click on the Set Goals tab, you can add a goal statement for the customer. It can be very simple, like get a job. What category would it be part of? Is it short-term or long-term? And have they started it? Are they on track, off track, or is that complete? So we're going to say on track because we are going to start it tomorrow. Add as many goals as you need to for the customer, because then you can add a step based on the goal. Add the goal. The next piece is to build the plan based upon the goals that you've set. In step number 1, we have some system-generated service recommendations from which you can select. There are a number of pages available for different tools that you can add, steps basically that you can add to the customer's plan. You can filter by type. Are they self-service, staff-assisted, or a referral to another agency? You can also filter by category. Are they employment, training, support, or assessment? This customer had some challenges to employment, so we can select the support piece. I believe this customer had a child on their application, so they might be able to get some child care assistance. It will tell you that they've added the step at the top. Then perhaps the customer needs to get help with a driver's license. You can add that step as well. So every time you add a step, it adds it, puts a check mark in front of it, and it adds it down below. So now we're going to go to the career employment pieces, and we need to do a couple of things. We're going to just add some steps here. So as you can see, I've added some steps. If I scroll down on the page, I have the steps in the number 2 planned services. I click on a pencil, and it lets me add some information to that step. I want to select a goal with which this step goes. So this is going to be to get a job. It is started. The start date is going to be today. The due date, if I have a due date, might be 3 weeks, it might be 6 months. How many hours a week are they going to be working on this? Is it WIOA funded? Yes or no? And are there any special instructions that go along with this? So this is part of their build the portfolio. The services that it might address as one of their self-identified barriers might be limited work experience and history. So building a portfolio related to that, you can help them with some maybe non-paid job items. If they need to see additional barriers that it might address, you can click on the show more. It will show the entire list of barriers that are available. If you don't see anything that is applicable, then you can just update the customer service. And it tells you that you successfully added the service. You want to include the service provider as the next piece. Are you going to be doing this, or is another provider going to be doing this? If you are, just click the button in front of your agency, update the customer service. Is there an associated dollar value? This is an optional piece, but if you start, you must put in both pieces. If it's $15 because you pay for some nice paper for the customer and they can get it 5 different times, you would save that item in the portfolio section. Will they earn a credential? If they're doing a training of any sort, there will be an associated credential. If you set up the training program, it would have the credential automatically associated with it. This particular step does not have a credential associated. So that's as easy as it is to create and set up a career plan for your customers. Thanks for watching.